Couldn't believe some of the shots we missed early, but then we made a decent amount of shots. Tyson both halves had two wide open to start. But when they hit those three, a banked in and two 35, 40 footers at the end of the shot clock, I think that was kind of, instead of being up 8 or 9 at halftime, we were up 3 or 4, and give them credit. They made some plays. It's the third game of the 5 that we lost, that we were up with 4 minutes left to go in the game and didn't find a way to win it. I thought AJ played awfully well, both ends. I thought Tyson played okay. I thought they did a great job on him. Give Fred credit. They did a good job on him, and I thought Malik had maybe his best game overall, and I had to move him all over because of the lack of production I got out of my two centers. So, just disappointed that I thought we were playing well enough to win, and boy, they made some shots. Even in the second half, we did a hell of a job on those back doors, and then our centers got lazy on ball pressure, and they got 3 of them to start the second half. I think made 9 of their first 11 shots. So we'll be doing some restructuring, I guess, but really disappointed, and yet I think, Fred's done a good job and deserves the credit.
You say restructuring, but obviously you'd only have so many centers. I'm just wondering, when you get 2 points and 3 rebounds out of those guys in 25 minutes, like what other option other than Malik at the 5 do you really have there right now?
The way I feel right now, Nick and Steven are options. I was very disappointed in our play up there. Very disappointed. And you're right. Not a lot of options, but it's just a shame. We just need a little better play. I thought, in all fairness, Jeremy played his butt off as far as trying to check and do things, and he just turned the ball over 3 times with nobody. We just had some things happen to us, and they made some shots, man. I mean, wow, those 3 threes were something.
You mentioned about the start that he had, and the job they did defensively on him. Was it the length that you felt like?
Well, they did a good job, but if you remember, the first 2 shots, I was just talking to Fred, I mean, they were wide open. And first one, the second half in the left corner, I mean, there was nobody near them. We ran a good little play, and it was, it's just the way it's been, I mean, but, the one thing I did like about Tyson and he and Malik, they were in the game the whole time. There was great dialogue. We took a step forward in a couple areas there. We just got to have, Jaden shot a little better defensively, struggled, but he shot a little better. We need to get a little more out of Jeremy, but happened. I thought we actually got a decent amount out of Cohen too. Considering we're playing him and Malik out of position, I thought they did a pretty good job.
Is that something Cohen, first time we've seen him sort of create his own shot off the dribble? The last game he had a 15-footer. Are there sort of small steps you're seeing offensively with him?
Yeah, we're making some steps. He is. We are. The ball's got to go in, guys, and I think some of that is going to be eliminated or alleviated, I should say. At least by Christmas or right after Christmas, it's going to be a little easier to throw it in and have some offensive. I'm just disappointed that guys get opportunities, they better jump on them. If not, they disappear. And tonight, I just thought our bigs did not play very well, and so they got to play better. I got to coach better. It goes back to that.
The obvious question that everyone wants to know is about Xavier. I know he didn't play tonight. Do you feel that he could be at any point a help to this rotation, or what does he need to do to be a help?
Well, we put him on the scout team, and he really made some progress in the last 2 weeks. I mean, like every other great player I've had. And I almost put him in. It just, that center was so physical. And then they you know, when they went with Gary, you know, even though the one kid got hurt, we were kind of concerned because Gary's, in our minds, a better offensive player, and he goes 8 for 11, and we didn't think Book could cover him. But Buck will get his chance this week because there's going to be some rotating. And but he's not the savior. Listen, you know, people got to chill out on Book because he's a great kid. He's doing everything he can do. It's going to take him some time, just like a lot of other people. He's learning how to play harder. I mean, I've been really pleased with his practices, and I told you when I wasn't. And you're looking for it because the guys that should be doing it are not doing it, and I'm looking for the same thing. But this week, Book will get more of a chance, and we're gonna start shuffling a little bit.
Anything else?
All that being said, I'd be remiss, since not only is Fred a good friend and I coached his son, and you know, I have a lot of respect for Fred and the job he did, and you know, they deserve to win tonight. So he did his job. The crowd was great, as it always is here, and you know, I think other than a little, you know, losing to Creighton, as a lot of people do, but you know, that game they played so well the first half at Minnesota and then struggled the second half, and give Minnesota some credit. But this is a team that's 9-2 or could be 10-1, and I think they're going to be a pretty good team. They've got a lot of good pieces, and he's done a good job with them. So I don't want to sound like it was all my team playing bad, because a lot of it was his team played good, including making those threes. I mean, there were very few wide open threes. I mean, he made 3 that should be illegal, and I wish he'd give those back to me. But the other 3 or 4, they were pretty well contested, and there was probably a couple that weren't. So they made the plays, we didn't, and they won the game.